projects. And I get this. And I think, well, not really into that. But again, it's like I never get distracted at this being a failure. You know, this doesn't really work out visually for me, but there's definitely branches that I could go off on to try to find a different path. And what happens is you can actually make a very small change and get a drastic result. So because this thing's getting painted along the curve, why did I have to paint everything at 100%? So now I'm going to paint everything at 2%, and now I get this just sort of wash of color because the artwork following along this path is actually at 2% alpha. Small change, drastic result. So now I get this sort of like a cloud color thingy happening. Move the anchors and handles around to basically get, you know, for me, this was cool. And so now this thing is going to run for a little bit, and again, it's based on rules, so you know I'm able to dictate the aesthetic, but again, I get a random pattern every time. There is a dialogue box that goes, "I hate you," because every single one of these, what happens is that anytime you run a flash file through PostScript, so that you can capture all the vectors, every single vector point actually gets ripped as a separate layer. So this particular thing is well over 100,000 layers. It truly, like, Illustrator hates you for opening this. Now, so here you can see that I was able to see some of my curves, and then I started to mix some of my other little drawings that I make. And, you know, again, I'm working on this completely sort of new, softer style that, again, is kind of out of my comfort zone. I'm typically sort of, you know, doing flat shapes. And so this was kind of like the next step. Then I get here, I start to add some more drawings and some more of my stuff that most people come to see in a lot of my prints. And then just taking it even further, I end up getting here. And again, these are just all different outputs that could generate an infinite amounts of these posters. And so this was the final one that I ended up using. And again, just using all Bezier curves, using technology to aid me in the craft of making graphic design. There's an exhibition that I did last year in Italy and Portugal, and so this was really fun. What I wanted to do was we made these 8 blocks, and I said I want to take this random process, and I want to remove part of it from the computing and give it to the public, and have the public dictate a part of the process. So I thought, well, you know, what will I do? And well, obviously, color was the natural road to go. So these are 1 meter by 3 meters, and again, they're randomly generated, but they're generated in black and white. And so I wanted the color actually to come from the public, so that the public would actually color these pieces. And the solution was easy. It was just kids' chalk, because they're big. You can color you know, large areas with the chalk, and the nice thing is I put the chalk down here on the bottom, and then just gave everybody like a cup of water and a brush. And you could color the area and then use the water and the brush, and it would actually pick up the chalk and actually put it back down as a pigment, like watercolor. So you could still retain the original outline of the work, but then the public got a chance to actually color the stuff. Now, the way this stuff ends is not nearly as interesting as what happened. And I want to show you some of the stuff that... Interesting situation about this, okay, that I think is so important that I learned from this experience, which is the younger they were, the quicker they were to participate, right? 2-year-olds like, oh, yeah, I know, this is color, boom, you know, go to that, all right, come on, no problem. As soon as they became like teenagers, 15, 16, right? You get this. What's this? What's this? What's this? What is this? Are my friends here? Are my friends here? This is cool? This is free? Okay, right. And then they go, boom, they start coloring. Like 15 minutes. As soon as they became like 30, they'd be like, what's it? What's this? What's this? What's for kids? This is for kids. This is for kids. This is for kids. I can do this? No, I'm just gonna watch. This is for kids? This is for kids? This is for kids. I can do this. This is for kids? Okay, I'll do it. You know? But that makes me angry. That really makes me angry, right? Think about that. Like, we grow up, less inclined to participate in cool shit. A kid just like, fuck it, I don't care, I'm gonna color! It just gets in and just immediately, no inhibition, so boom, have a go. And the older we get, the more we forget about how fun it is to be a kid. This is the length of time that we were conscious of an infinite expanse in which we could draw upon nothingness to create anything. I have no idea what the hell that means, but I imagine it means rock and roll, today is looking awesome, let's go make something. And with that,